And now for something completely different.
Who are Gog and Magog? Are they funny-looking people or are they normal human beings? Huh? To answer that question, we have to locate a people who prior to Wailul lil Arab, prior to the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, had no special links with the Holy Land. But after the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ are now obsessed with liberating the Holy Land. Only one people qualify. It's Europe. Europe after the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ embarks upon the Crusades. It's the white people doing it, the European. It's not an essentially Christian phenomenon. Why? Because no other Christians are involved in the Crusades. Only Europe. So the Crusades are an essentially European phenomenon masquerading as Christianity. Secondly, the obsession with the Holy Land continues with the Zionist movement.
Christine?
But the Zionist movement is European. But it is masquerading as Jewish. How do we know that? No other Jews are involved in the effort to liberate the Holy Land, only the European. And then finally we have the island of Britain, which is now secular and godless. But this Britain now issues the famous Balfour Declaration in 1917 that it is the intention of the British government to work for the establishment of a Jewish national home in the Holy Land. This is strange.
No, look.
I think I told you the only thing stranger than this ever happened in history was when the cow jumped over the moon. Huh? This strange obsession on the part of Europe for liberating the Holy Land, which they eventually did in 1919, indicates that Gog and Magog are located in European civilization. We can refine it even more than that. We can be specific within European civilization. Because the hadith is that when Gog and Magog are released, the first of them will pass by the Sea of Galilee and start to drink the water. And by the time the last of them pass, they'll say there used to be water here. Who are they who are drinking the water from the Sea of Galilee? Not the Egyptians, not the Jordanians, not the Syrians. Who? Israel. Who in Israel? Not Banu Israel, the European. It is the European Jew who controls the state of Israel. And it is he who has established the modern economy, which is drinking the water, the industrial economy. That's where the water is going. And it is he as the government of Israel who has established the policy of making the deserts green. You need a lot of water to do that. So we can identify Gog and Magog not only in Europe, but also in that part of Europe which is Jewish.
St Dunstan in the west on Fleet Street, and these three characters here These are 14th century statues, and I think they are of King Lud in the middle and his two sons. King Lud, according to myth, being the founder of London. Also commemorated in Ludgate Hill, which is nearby here, on the other side of the Fleet. And this church, for some reason, seems to really kind of attract myth, because we have the statues here of King Lud representing one of the founding myths of London, and then outside are the statues of Gog and Magog. So these two incredibly camped statues, quite why they feel the need to stand there with their hand on one hip in order to dong that bell, I don't know. Well, they are the giants Gog and Magog, who, according to legend, were slaughtered by Brutus the Trojan. Also, allegedly, another person who's credited with founding London, in around the year 1100 BC.
I've been seeing the dark entity that haunts your house and your land. I saw it first when I came through your door. It was latched to your back. And it doesn't matter where you go, this dark entity has latched itself to your family, and it's feeding with you.
That's a dumb joke.
Please proceed down the stairs to the main floor. presence is choosing to emerge at this moment. It looks as if the person, the little you, were choosing. But it's a helpful way of putting it. It's a perspective on it to say you can choose to be present, but when you think you choose to be present, at that moment presence is emerging. It looks as if you were choosing. I'm choosing it to be present.
To Chirac, quote, Jacques, you and I share a common faith. You're Roman Catholic, I'm Methodist, but we are both Christians committed to the teachings of the Bible. We share one common Lord. Bush goes on to say, quote, Gog and Magog are at work in the Middle East. Biblical prophecies are being fulfilled. This confrontation is willed by God, who wants to use this conflict to erase his people's enemies before a new age begins. End quote.
Gog and Magog are from two books of the Bible, one the book of Ezekiel and one the book of Revelation, and it is central elements in the apocalyptic the Armageddon concept. And so Chirac's response when he reads this is, I'm dealing with a fanatic, and I'm not going to make national security decisions for France based on someone, the president's interpretation of the Bible.
You are absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that that has not come my Christian faith. And